You see that? That's a spider. Oh, this one disappeared like a magic trick. I don't know where he went. If you live in the country, you know that you're taking a gamble everywhere you walk because these stupid spiders are freaking everywhere. Almost every time I walk on this back porch, this is netted. There's some contraption between here and the house, and it's like, dude, you can't even walk out here at night without guaranteeing you're gonna get a face full of spider web. And it's just irritating. I hate it. But anyways, what's up, guys? It's Saturday morning. It is nice and early. Look at that. Ooh. Look at the Chevy Traverse looking tough. And a Subi too. I made a big goal for today. That today was going to be the day we start the truck for the first time. I don't know if that's going to happen realistically because there's quite a bit to do. But I am one of those people that sets a big goal for something and then does his best to get to it, but it's kind of unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do other people do that too? I don't know. I make like a really big goal that you probably can achieve, but if you do, it's awesome. But if you don't, it's like, well, you bit off more than you could chew anyways. But yeah, it's like 7 in the morning, or earlier than that actually. Anyways, James is on his way over here. He's gonna help out a little bit, and then I've got a little side field trip for James and Chris this afternoon. They don't know it yet. Somebody's buying these headers here locally on Marketplace, since they're not going to work for me, and I don't want to hang on to them because I don't currently see a use for them, and if I do, they were $100 headers, so I can just replace them. But the dude that wants to buy these got to talking to him, and he's like a really old school hot rod mechanic guy. And he's got a bunch of like 50s and 60s Bel Air wagons and I think Impala wagon or something. He's got a bunch of little old school cars, and I got to talking to him, and he was like, yeah, dude, I don't care if you come out and film, you know, just to check them out and stuff. So that'll be cool, give you guys some different content. And Chris and James are really into old school, so it'll be cool for them to get a little break from the shop and check some stuff out. Plus it's going to be like supposed to have a heat index of like 112 today, so I think we're gonna go as hard as we can until about 11 or noon, and then probably chill out and go check dude's stuff out, and we'll see what happens from there. But I know for now I'm gonna start on putting the O2 sensors in and doing the wiring for those. And then I'll probably let James kind of tackle some of the wiring. And then I need to figure out the transmission lines, transmission cooler lines. Because I think I need to have those hooked up, or we're going to puke transmission fluid everywhere. I'm not really sure on that. But I'm going to get those lines on, and then we need to get oil before we start because we don't have oil in this motor. And somebody asked me why I didn't keep oil in it. Like, it's things inside the block are gonna rust. They're not, because it hasn't been that long, for one. And two, I'm one of the people that that believes in the theory of, if you leave oil in an engine and don't ever turn it over and let it sit for a long time, all the oil settles, right? Well, when you go to start it, if you forget to kind of dry crank it without spark or fire for a while, which I will probably do, you're not sending any oil back through the motor before you fire it off. Whereas if you wait to put oil in it, you at least, before you start it, you at least get oil in one side of the block before you start it, and then you do a dry fire if you remember, and then you'll get some oil distributed through the other side, and then you'll have a lubricated engine before you put spark and fire to it. So yeah, let's get to work, boys, and see what we can get done today. Here we go. Boy, I was about to say too. All right, so I've kind of forgot to pick up the camera, but James is here. I said use. Boy, he put it in my head. I'm trying to work on the butter, but I guess that's my thing. I should make a shirt with like me stirring like a churn of butter.
Got milk font,
but okay, we'll do that. James has been getting to work on the electrical. Some of the stuff that we had to bring in through the not these, this stuff here, the fuel pump signal that goes under the truck to turn the fuel pump on, the TCC signal, the cruise control signal, and a couple other things. Neutral safety switch. He strung all that through, kind of ran out of wire there. He added onto those, which, yeah, we'll loom it and make it nice through the dash, but he's been getting busy on that. Got some wires figured out on our steering column, what we need to connect to. I had T-taps somewhere, but we can't find them, so when we take our little field trip later, we'll pick up, on top of motor oil, we'll get some T-taps and some more loom. I'm about out of loom. But other than that, James is the rat nest daddy today. He's decoding all my chicken scratch labels. But we're chugging along. I thought it was a lot more to chew than it is, but with James doing that and me taking care of the O2 sensors under the truck and then getting some wiring finished up here, we're actually chugging along pretty decent. I think the next things to get to after the wiring and O2 sensors is probably the transmission cooler lines, just to get the transmission corked up. And then, hey, before we start, help me remember the dipstick. I couldn't get it to seal into the block right. Like I needed to hold my tongue just right to get it to fall into the block. So remind me to mess with that. If we get an oil leak off the passenger side of the block, that's what it's from. But yeah, we're chugging along, so I just thought to pick up the camera and update you guys. I'm time-lapsing the work on the O2 sensors, so y'all get to see a little bit of that. But yeah, we're chugging along. It's about, sorry about that wind noise, it's about 10 o'clock. We'll probably stay at it for about another hour or two. It's warming up pretty good in here so far. So we'll try to get another hour or two in before we take our little field trip for the boys. Give them a little detour from the build for a little bit. Maybe some motivation. So we'll catch back up with you guys when we get something done. Alright, y'all, we're up in the guts. Got our O2 sensors kind of strapped up, looking okay. That's not real tight, by the way. It's got a little slack in it. Got that in there. It's ran up out the way. We got this one, and I gotta secure it to the frame, but it runs up that way. So we got that dealt with. Wasn't too bad. And then thing 1 and thing 2 went ahead and took the AC, would that be the dryer, condenser?
Yeah,
dryer, yep. Got the AC dryer off because whenever we get around to doing the AC, we'll probably replace that anyways, because I'm sure it was full of a bunch of stuff that would probably blow a new compressor to shreds. So we did that mainly to get them lines out of the way for now until we get that situated. James went ahead and screwed in our little fuse block. Old Chris got down on some wiring, combined all our grounds. Remember we had over here all yucky? Ran them down, ran them underneath. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So that's done. Chris got that handled for me. And then we still got to screw this bulkhead in. We got to remember that. And then James, well, and Chris helped him. Got most of the inside wire. I guess it's better to look at the other side where stuff actually happened. He got pretty much all our connections made. We figured out what we needed to figure out on our neutral safety switch. So if y'all remember a while back, I was wondering about there's neutral safety park, which was a green wire, and then there's neutral safety output, which was a yellow wire. Well, I hit a block on that. I couldn't figure out what. Well, James looked at the diagram and figured out they run all that to a relay. Well, we're doing without that because we don't need that. We know not to start it if it's not in park, obviously. So we're just bypassing that. So we're running our starter signal when the key is all the way in the on position, like to start. We're just running that to that starter signal wire.
With the fuse.
With the fuse, of course. We'll go ahead and fuse it and be smart noggins. And then all we've got left to do is connect that and our ignition switch wire. We need to get those T-taps I talked about so we can do that the easy way. So we've kind of hit a block for now on what we have, what we can do, and what we need to go get stuff for. I'm also, we need T-taps, motor oil, something else I was going to get. We're moving along, making some good progress. Still not sure if we're going to start today. I think James has a little family function he's got to get to. And then, of course, we're going on our field trip, gather some stuff up. So, might get back in here tonight and do some more. But, we'll see. So, yeah, let's get cleaned up and go for a ride. Well, yeah, I just made some B-roll of that dude's house, but he bought the headers off of us that we couldn't use, and we got to do a cool little walk around of some of his classics he's got and talk to him. He's a pretty cool dude, had a lot of cool stuff, and he has another collection in Choctaw that he said next time he's over there he'll give us a call and we can come check it out. So that'll be fun to do. But for now, we stopped, got us some tacos, burrito. Chris got his torta. So we're just chilling, having a little lunch break. Get back to the house. James got some family stuff to go take care of. We'll probably hang out until it gets cooler this evening and then maybe go out and do a little bit more work. All right, guys, so I forgot to finish the video out. Last night when we got back, we had some pretty serious storms that were getting ready to come through. So I hurried up. We have a bad problem with our floor flooding. I've mentioned that a couple times, but for you new guys that don't know that, we have a pretty serious problem with our floor flooding. We've gotten lucky this past couple times. It's actually dry, so we got lucky. But I had to hurry up and put all the bikes in here and get everything put up and try to get inside before it rained, because our shop is not attached and I hate getting wet for no reason. So, and I also didn't want to get stuck out here with it flooding in here and be, you know, standing in water. So just went ahead and called it a night. We got everything we needed while we were out. We got our inline fuse for our starter wire. We got our T-taps so we can get our ignition tapped in. We got our coolant temp sensor. We picked up some motor oil, some good old Mobil 1s, good enough for us. We have a little family thing to do right now. So once that's over with, it's not supposed to be as hot today, so this afternoon / evening, whatever happens, I'll get out here and get the wiring finished up so we can turn the key on. I'll get the OBD 2-port wired up so we can plug in our tablet and see if we're communicating to the computer and all that wiring is half decent. And we'll get out here and we'll put our spark plugs on, our spark plug wires. Should be good to go after that. So James is starting a new job, so he's free this Wednesday, and so we just went ahead, instead of scrambling yesterday and beating ourselves to death, we just went ahead and grabbed our materials, got what we needed, and he's going to come over Wednesday and we'll probably get our first start Wednesday, which I think is better. We got a lot of the wiring knocked out, at least got everything lined up so we know where what goes. So we can get, I can get that finished up this evening, get the spark plugs and wires in, get some oil in it, and kind of double look everything over. I might go ahead and try to get the transmission lines put on and get all that pretty much up front, and then we'll look for getting our first start Wednesday. So that's gonna be it for this one. I'll try to get this next video put together and out for you guys maybe Tuesday or so, and then hopefully Wednesday we can get the truck started up and get to putting this thing back together and moving forward. And I got a really cool surprise for you guys coming probably in Wednesday's video. I got something for the truck that's pretty major part of the build and a pretty major piece of us moving forward with getting ready to go to the show August 1st. So I think you guys will be really excited, and yeah, so I can't wait to show you guys that. It's pretty cool, man. All the stuff on this truck, this is the first time I'm doing almost all this. I've done a drop kit before, but I've never swapped an interior. I've never done welding or fabrication, or I've never done a motor swap. I've never had a cam. I've never done wiring like this. Never got a transmission built. So I mean, this is all pretty cool stuff for me. So yeah, thank you guys for following along. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. You know, call me lame. Let me know I'm doing a decent job. Tell James he looks silly. Tell Chris he needs to start wearing normal clothes, whatever. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Peace.